Ladies and gentlemen, for the beginning of this video, we have a new member joining the server. Now, I'll go ahead and give you a few hints before I reveal who it is, so you guys can think in your heads and maybe guess. And my first hint is that if you've been watching for a while, then you might know who this is. And the reason you might know who it is because this person has been in my world before. And the last hint I'll give you for right now is that this person actually helped improve the quality of our videos across the board. And don't you worry, I'm going to invite this person to the world in a second. But before I do, I need to update you guys on what's going on with this world right here, because I am going to be starting on a brand new project today. And I guess we're just bringing back everything in today's video, because not only is the member that's joining our world from a previous video, but the thing we're going to be building in today's video is also something that I built before. It's actually one of my most iconic builds. So let me go ahead and just grab some granite and let me show you exactly what we're doing. Also, make sure you keep those guesses in your head, because I can confirm that the new member is booting up right now and they should be in this world pretty soon. Anyway, guys, like I said, before they join up, I should be able to at least get started on this build project. So all we're going to need is granite, and I'm not even exaggerating. That's literally the only thing. I'll grab a stack of wood for good measures, but other than that, all we're going to go ahead and need to do is get to the spot of land where we're going to be doing this build in the first place. And that'll require us to take our brand new launch pad. And no, it's not up on that island. I'm saving that for a different build project, but where we're going today is very close to everything that we already have over here. And it's right behind my camera. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are embarking on a new adventure of a water build, because this lake is gorgeous. It's far enough away where, as you could see, our buildings are actually despawning. The airport just disappeared right in front of us. You guys saw that. And the reason that's good is because we're running into some memory issues. And luckily, like I said, we're far enough away. You can see that half broken down house is rendered in, which means it's actually not even rendering my real builds. That's a good sign. But guys, let's just go ahead and get started with this today. Basically, the plan is that in the middle of this water here, we're gonna go ahead and build ourselves a storage facility. And wait, we just got a text from our special guest telling you guys to like the video, so I think you guys are now obligated to. On a serious note though, we do upload Lego Fortnite every single day on this channel, and if you guys are enjoying the content we're pumping out, a like goes a long way. Let's try to hit 1.5k likes for today's video. But anyway, now that you guys like the video, I guess in return, I'll go ahead and invite our new member, because we're ready for him. We're about to start our new build project, and he is definitely gonna help out. And guys, when I turn the camera around, you are gonna see the new member of the server. So without further ado, lock in your guesses, because right here is our new friend, Code Kaz. This is somebody that has been in the server before, and if you don't understand what's going on here, editor, switch to the other POV. Okay, and now all of a sudden, you're seeing the POV from our friend Code Kaz over here. Most of you probably know where I'm going with this by now, but basically, this is our brand new cameraman. He's gonna be super helpful by simply standing there and watching us build. And on screen real quickly, I'll show you what this setup looks like in real life, because it's actually kind of insane. I have 4 screens in front of me, with the one on the very right being a laptop with the game booted up. That's basically how I'm getting this guy's POV right here. Okay, and real talk, I don't know if any of you guys are actually disappointed by the news that no, it's not another human in the server right now. It's just me on a laptop. But if you are bummed out and you want to see people in the world, let me know in the comments who you'd like to see join. I've been opening up a bit more to having guests, and yeah, I'd love to hear who you guys want to see. I already have plans with one person that I'm making an entire content series with, so stay tuned for that. But I'm yapping at this point. Look at the other POV. You could literally see me jumping around in the water. I'm so tiny in the grand scheme of things. I'm just a small little speck on that screen. It's actually kind of insane. Anyway, guys, the reason I'm so excited about this is because obviously at the end of the day, it's just going to lead to better content overall. But yeah, just be ready, because you guys will be seeing plenty more of Code Kaz in future videos. And I'm jumping straight into this build today, and some of you guys might already know what it is, but if you don't, today we're getting started on recreating this. And no, it's not going to be a 1-for-1 recreation, because I'm using it for a different purpose this time around. But for context, this is actually my first expert mode base I ever had in the world that I ended up losing. And to be honest, I just missed the build, so that's why we're doing this. But yeah, we're just going to keep clicking in builds here, and hopefully the perspective looks good. But strap in, because this build is about to get absolutely insane. All right, here we go. And for the moment of truth, if I lined everything up and built it symmetrical, then these 3 walls should fit in place perfectly. And did I do it? I did. That's beautiful. Okay. Again, I'm going to be adjusting this POV slightly, because I realized I'm a little out of frame, and it's so fun to be able to adjust these camera shots. But anyway, let's keep building this thing up. And voila, just like that, we built up 4 layers, and we've got more buildings to do. Trust me, this is literally just the start. But my boy up here has something I need. I currently don't have a grappler, and I don't feel like running all the way back home. So what I could do is just run right under him and go over to my laptop and just drop a grappler down from the sky. And oh. never mind. I don't have a grappler on this guy. Hey, on the bright side, I do have some cheese though. Anyway, I totally thought I gave him a grappler. In the future, I will, because he basically does double my backpack size for these build projects, which is another low-key really underrated part of doing this. Unlike a grappler, I can confirm that my friend here does have a totem of return. We don't want him to get eliminated and never be able to return to the server. That would suck. Anyway, guys, we're back, and instead of a grappler, I decided to get a flint knock instead because this thing's actually super useful when you're trying to get around these tricky buildings. Anyway, like I said, we're going to be repurposing this. It's not going to be necessarily an entire village this time around. It's actually going to be a storage room that's going to have a ton of gem chests, and I'm talking a ton. It's basically going to hold everything in the game, especially with the wall mount changes that are coming soon. If you guys didn't hear, basically they're changing the way that the wall mount works so that you can put any item, including any resource, in the wall mount. That's going to lead to storage rooms that are actually able to be labeled, which is super nice. The game's definitely been needing that, and in preparation, that's why we're doing what we're doing today. And honestly, all this stuff is fitting exactly how I remember. I did have to go back and watch the way I built it, but yeah, now that I'm getting in the rhythm of it, it's pretty simple. The one thing with this custom build in particular is the fact that there's a lot of little slivers. Luckily, they're all 2 studs wide, which means I can go ahead and just fill them in later. But I believe when I put this piece down here, it should be the last piece. Yeah, basically. I have a few of these smaller little pieces like this one here, but for the most part, the structure of this thing is already built for the first 2 stories. Now we got to find the center of it because this is where the real magic is going to happen. Finding the middle is actually going to be pretty simple. All we're going to have to do is build a bunch of floors like this. And when these points connect here, this is the middle. All right, so we can go ahead and pin this. Now from here, all we got to do is go ahead and just build this down into the ground so we know exactly where marks the center. And now that we got that measurement, we can delete this all. Wait. I literally just broke the one thing I needed to keep. Okay. And now that we do have the middle, obviously I still have a lot of work to do up top, but we're just going to get straight into it because I do want to start establishing what this build is really going to be and also ignore whatever's going on up here. It's the only way I can get this other POV, which actually looks pretty good. So yeah, we're here in the dead center of our brand new creation, and it's time to just start putting down some stuff, honestly. So I do have a few things in mind for this build. First off, being memory. Obviously, we do not want to run into a memory issue because this is going to be one of our most useful builds in the entire world so far, and it wouldn't be very effective if, you know, we ran out of memory and we just couldn't build here. And the first thing we're doing here is we're adding 4 different directions that are the same length. You can see it from above, and basically we're just gonna go ahead and fill this in, unlike the first village that I built. And also, I guess while we're at it, I can go ahead and break this, but before I do, I have to actually connect it because it's the only thing holding this up. Okay, now that it's actually officially connected, I should be able to break this, and hopefully we don't go floating. And yeah, okay, we did that. So we'll go ahead and patch this up for now. I do, however, still want to make note of where the center of this thing is. So it's right here. We'll just keep that marked. But let's keep going on this shape, because looking at it from above, you can see that it's still pretty ugly. Don't you worry, I do have a plan, and we're getting into it right now. Of course, this new storage village that I'm building is going to take a few videos here. It's not going to all be done today, but I mean, we've already got some great progress on this thing. And while I like the way it looks so far, up here, you can see that we put these interesting looking corner pieces everywhere, and I'm going to use the same ones down below to hopefully make an interesting shape out of this thing. And guys, I usually don't put a lot of this in the video, but I'm completely reworking this entire structure. If you see it from above, it's really ugly right now. Just to take you guys through my thought process, essentially this floor as it currently stands is kind of ugly, and there's all these exposed studs, and I really like this one more. It's got more of a reflective and clean look to it. It's just a little bit darker as well. So yeah, I'm doing a complete swap, and the swap has not been easy by any means because it's causing me to completely remeasure the way this is built out. Because yeah, our end goal is to make this obviously look as seamless as possible. And this works because everything else can be connected, but look at how ugly this turned out to be. Obviously, I'll go in and retrofit everything, so it all ends up being nice and snug, but still, this is definitely going to take a little bit of time, but I believe I have the measurements down now, so I can continue to just destroy the stuff that was here before. Yeah, let's go ahead and click in all 4 of these sides. And this is just absolutely wonderful. I mean, it fits perfectly. Let's go ahead and snap in the last and final piece here in this corner. Wait. Oh, okay. I got confused for a second, but there we go. Looking at it from above, you could see that it's basically a diamond. The edges of this thing are just a tiny bit rounded, but it's not really noticeable. It gives it a little bit of a bulge effect, but I do kind of like the way it looks. Anyway, we're so close to being done with the interior of this thing, if you could even call it an interior. All we got to go ahead and do is basically fill in the rest of the floor and then break what's previously left from the old floor. Okay, and now that we've officially broken everything and remarked the center, let's fill it in. And I just ran into our first big problem. Everything is built out one stud too far. I know this is the case in every single direction. It's going to give me this issue. I'm basically going to have a one stud gap regardless of whether I like it or not. There is a way I could fix it, but it would take so long to reconstruct this thing. We're going to see what we can do for now, and I'm sure I can think of a fix here. And actually, you know what? I think I already have the fix. Hang on. I believe there's fence pieces that might be one stud. Let's see. Why do I feel like this would work? Hang on. I think there's a way I could do this. So if I go like this, and then if I could somehow snap under it. Wait, we might be onto something. How does that look? Oh my, wait. I might be 800 IQ. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and link a video down below from the engineer. I remember seeing this a while ago, and we have the perfect colored piece to go ahead and fill in a one stud gap. Wait, dude, this is actually game-changing, low-key. Like, that's so good. Okay, that fixes our problem. I'm gonna have to do that more in this build, but for now, let me just go ahead and fill in as much as I can without having to worry about the little details. Because looking at this, there are definitely still a lot of spots where I can fill stuff in. But let's go ahead and do this fence trick one more time because, dude, it is so satisfying. And to be honest with you, it's quite simple to do. Also, I know you can do this on land as well with snapping, but since I am over water today, obviously, I'm going to take advantage of that by jumping in and building while I'm down there. But there we go. Another one stud gap filled. And there is a method to what I'm doing today. I'm trying to get everything as symmetrical as possible. And I believe I'm just about done with that. I'll show you what I mean in a second here. And basically, okay, yeah, I'm done. Every single gap is the exact same. So you can see this gap on this side, it's mirrored. You see this gap here with the L shape on this side, of course, it's going to be mirrored. You guys get the point. Every single shape is mirrored. That way, I'll only have to fill things in once. So for instance, with a gap like this, if I go ahead and put 2 of these down, followed up by a 16 long thin floor, I can basically take that same exact technique and fill in every single mirrored gap the same exact way. Now, there are still going to be a few gaps here and there, and that's just because of the way that I built this thing. Again, it's not perfect, but I'll fill those in off camera because obviously these tiny little gaps aren't the end of the world, especially with that new technique. And guys, after filling in quite a bit more of the gaps around this place, you can see that it's basically done. There's a few gaps here and there. Like I said, I'll go ahead and patch those up off camera, but this is just the start of our storage room. And the way that I envision this coming together is that there's chests on all of these rounded out walls here. So on every single side of this thing, there's going to be chests. I'll have one side dedicated to an entry point, but other than that, this is just going to be a massive storage facility. Like I mentioned earlier in the video with the wall mount changes, this is going to go absolutely crazy, and it's going to be perfect for all of my building needs. Oh yeah, last thing I'll do for today's video though is go ahead and put a village down. And because this is a storage unit, we're naming our village storage unit. And let's go ahead and establish that. Eventually, I'll rip this out and make it look a little nicer. Obviously, this isn't going to be what the final thing looks like, but it's just the start, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm a little afraid because now I'm seeing my airport. I'm a little too close to it than I'd like to be, but hopefully we don't get any memory issues. We'll have to wait and see if we do, though. Anyway, it's been your boy Kaz. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end of this video. If you're excited for me and my new friend Code Kaz up there and all of the amazing new perspectives we're going to get, drop a like, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.